Hi guys, this is me Ray, uh, going for the NBA 304 vlog number 2, second. So let's start without further ado. Let's start capacity utilization and efficiency. So when you say as mentioned previously on my video, the capacity utilization and how can the business run to its at most level to its maximum capacity, that is capacity utilization. It was further discussed by our second group, and here's our the terms that we have been discussed. So like the words design capacity, effective capacity, actual output, capacity utilization, and capacity efficiency. When you say design capacity, it is the maximum output rate that can be achieved under ideal conditions, ignoring many uh, real world problems. So, and it also is designed known as theoretical capacity or ideal capacity. Effective capacity, on the other hand, is the maximum output that a system or process can realistically achieve under normal operating conditions. Actual output refers to the real number of units, so it's the uh, based on your results, based on the actual results of units produced or services rendered within a given time frame. And capacity utilization refers to the manufacturing and production capabilities that are being utilized um, by the enterprise at any given and at any given time. So capacity utilization is computed by the formula. Utilization is actual output all over design capacity times 100 for you to get the rate. On the other hand, let's tackle about capacity efficiency. Capacity efficiency naman is the ability to produce without wasting materials, time, or energy. So, being you are being efficiently you are being efficient in terms of the available resources. So with that, it is computed actual output divided by the total effective capacity times 100. So that will be your rate for capital efficiency. So let's what are the tips to improve uh, first utilization. For us to improve utilization, the reporters provided us three tips: choose subcontracting, set reasonable goals, and automate tasks. This would help you uh, utilize all the resources that were being available and all of the available alternative solutions for you to utilize the uh, what you have already. Also, the reporters gave three tips to improve efficiency. So these are to redesign the product, consider monotasking or focus on one part of the task before we jump to another task, so that it would be fully used. Could be, it will be used to its full extent. And lastly, use task management software such as Excel. Perhaps you can use Excel to or Monday.com or yeah, that website. You can also use that to track your tasks if uh, you have already been delayed or just ahead of time. So those are the tips. Next, we discuss about bottleneck management. It is defined as the slowest stage or a constraint in a process that limits the overall capacity of the system. So, like a congested place, the intersection will be a suitable example for bottlenecks. So All of the process are meeting there and having delays, and and it also becomes the primary focus for improving throughput and system performance. What are the characteristics of a bottleneck? These are it restricts system capacity, it accumulates work in progress, it causes idle time in downstream processes, and it operates at full capacity. So all things are being present, and if these things are present, it is a bottleneck already. What are the factors that contribute to bottleneck? First, we have given five factors. Resource constraints means limited machines, limited working staff, or materials. Process inefficiencies means updated technologies or inadequate workflow design. Imbalanced workload distribution, some processes may be overloaded while others are underutilized. So in a way that others are being fully used to exhaustion while others are lax and underutilized. Fourth is equipment maintenance issues. There are frequent breakdowns or poorly maintained machines. Lastly, staffing challenges, insufficient training, or manpower shortages. Those are the factors that contributes to bottlenecks. If these bottlenecks, if these constraints are being addressed are not are not given solution, it would result to decreased productivity, increased lead time, higher operating cost, and eventually customers dissatisfaction. So we need to address right away if there are bottlenecks already happening in our processes. As mentioned by our presenters, the theory of constraints is a management philosophy introduced by Eliyahu M. Goldratt in his book The Goal. So what does theory of constraints focus? It focuses on identifying and managing bottlenecks, which limits the overall performance of the entity or the business. So it was quoted by, quote unquote, every system has at least one constraint that limits the ability to achieve higher performance or output. So for us to address that, he offered steps in managing bottlenecks. So what are those steps? First, we need to identify the bottleneck. Then after that, we exploit the bottleneck. Third, we subordinate other processes. And lastly, we are elevating the bottleneck to address it, to manage the bottlenecks. What are the strategies to help maintain long-term process stability? So these are the points presented: proactive maintenance, workforce training, process standardization, technology integration, data-driven decision making. These steps has already been we have discussed it in our previous video, uh, so you might check those out. So what are also we are because of that we are given by the reporters those decision tools in capacity planning. What are those? Capacity planning model, break-even analysis, simulation techniques, decision trees, forecasting models, aggregate planning tools, and constraint management tools. So let's go first with capacity planning model. Capacity planning model are uh, this this has been introduced based on also on our previous discussion, those leading strategy, the lagging strategy, match strategy, and now the new one, the adjustment models, which is a technique uh, such as linear programming or error queuing theory that help calculate optimal capacity levels based on constraints like space, budget, and workforce. Next, let's go to next tool is break-even analysis. What is break-even analysis? So I also encountered this in my college years. So to compute for break even point, or the point where the total revenue is equal to the total cost. Uh, no profit, no loss. That's the situation there. So it is computed by total fixed cost all over the selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. After that, you will get your break-even point. Simulation techniques. So simulation techniques are simulation models that create virtual environments that mimics the real world processes. So for you to develop those to see what's the impact on that, so you need to simulate what are the possible scenarios and what will be your actions based on the scenarios, based on the results of the simulation. Next is decision trees. Decision trees are visual tools that map out possible decision paths, outcomes, and associated risks. Forecasting models are accurate forecasting is vital for capacity planning. So you need to forecast uh, at least 3 to 5 years or 10 years for you to have that grasp or have that plan aheading of your capacity based on your capacity. Next is aggregate planning tools. These aggregate planning tools have three subtopics: the chase strategy, level strategy, and hybrid strategy. So last one is constraint management tools, which is one example of it is TOC, or theory of constraints, which focuses on improving system performance and addressing the weakest link in the process. Let's go to materials management. What do you mean by materials management? It refers to the systematic approach or of planning, organizing, and controlling the flow of materials within an organization from procurement to production. So from procurement to production, this is the materials management. What are the key benefits in having materials management? It can give cost reduction, improve productivity, enhance supplier relationships, and better quality control. Also, it was being presented to us the key components of material management, which are the following: procurement, inventory control, receiving and inspection, storage and warehousing, material handling, production planning and scheduling, and lastly, waste management and disposal. So we have already tackled material management. Let's go to one of the most meaty part of the report. Let's go to inventory management. Inventory management refers to the process of uh, overseeing and controlling the ordering, storage, utilization of materials which is used in the production. So let's tackle what is inventory per se. It is described as a resource held by the organization that is intended for future use. Also, it is a company's goods products that are ready to sell, along with the raw materials that are used to produce them. So those are the definition of inventory. As what I recalled in our cost accounting, we have four classification of inventories. These are the supplies inventory, the raw materials inventory, the work in process inventory, and finished goods inventory. So how do we manage our inventory? So the purpose of inventory management is to provide a way or to decide when or how much inventory the supplier or to build. So holding an inventory often carries significant cost. The cost includes holding cost, ordering cost, and shortage cost. This will be added to the value or added to the uh, price of that inventory later on for product costing. So with that, we were given inventory management techniques. What are those techniques? Just in time, EOQ. I think EOQ. What I also uh, explained that on my previous video. Here it will be furtherly discussed. Safety and stock and reorder point. So let's go to JIT, or just in time. Just in time, the order will be taken. The movement of the inventory will just start when there is already an order. But if there's no order on it, there will be no movement of orders. Next, go to economic order quantity. It is a mathematical formula. If we were to compute, where D EOQ is equal to 2 square root of 2 DS all over H. That will be the economic order quantity, where D is equal to the annual demand quantity, S is order cost per order, and H is holding cost per unit per year. So you need to familiarize with that formula. Safety and stock reorder point, on the other hand, has the formula of reorder point is equal to the average daily demand times lead time plus safety stock. When you say safety stock, this is the level or amount of stock that your business will not be caught off with the shortages of the inventory. So, what is the importance of inventory management? So, importance of inventory management, it reduces holding costs and prevents overstocking, improves order fulfillment and customer satisfaction, and lastly, it enhances cash flow by optimizing stock levels. Since it we can say that it enhances cash flow because you know how when is the time that the inventory you need to order or you need to purchase. So you have the rolling of your cash will be fully used to its full extent. So that is for the importance of inventory management. So another topic that was being introduced is materials requirement planning. What is this materials requirement planning? It is a systematic approach to calculating the materials and components needed for production. It ensures timely procurement of raw materials to meet production schedules. So, what are the key components of it? What are the key components? The following. So what are the material requirements planning key components? Those are master production schedules, bills of materials, and inventory records. So what is the MRP whole process? So it is about the gross requirements, the net requirements, and planned order releases. So what is the benefits? What are the benefits of MRP? The benefits are it ensures materials are available for production when needed, it reduces excess inventory and storage costs, it improves production efficiency and on-time delivery. What are the challenges? The challenges that were mentioned, it relies heavily on accurate data. So if the data are inaccurate, it can lead to issues automatically. Next, it can be complex to implement and maintain since it requires data, which in getting the data, it also it also entails cost on the part of the entity. So let's go to supply chain coordination. What is supply chain coordination? It refers to the seamless integration of processes across suppliers, manufacturers, and distributors to enhance efficiency and responsiveness. Another topic that was introduced is the ABC inventory classification, wherein A stands for the high value items, which high value, and low volume. B means moderate value and moderate volume, while C means low value items, which is low in value but high in volume. So those are the main gist of ABC inventory classification. So what are the benefits of ABC inventory classification? It can give focused management and cost reduction. Focus management, since you can prioritize resources on the most critical items such as the inventory. And cost reduction, it optimizes inventory levels, which reducing holding costs. What is the advantages of ABC? ABC prioritize high value inventory for better resource allocation. It improves cost efficiency by reducing excess stock of low value items. It enhances decision making in procurement and inventory control. Next topic that was being introduced is managing throughput. When managing throughput, it is the quantity or service of product being able to produce over a certain period, also known as the flow rate. Is part of the theory of constraints in business management. So that is the definition of a throughput. So how do we compute for the throughput? So it is computed and calculated using the formula throughput is equal to inventory over time of the inventory units spent in production from start to finish. What are the components of throughput? Throughput components are processing time, inspection time, move time, queue time. Terms being introduced by the reporters, uh, managing it, managing operation flows, customer flows, queuing, and information flows. In queuing, there are three strategies involved: customers waiting time that service operations that so operations can use are the following: operating according in a fixed timetable, using an appointment system, delayed delivery or service output. And in information flows, there are two types: planning and control system and aggregate planning. So let's go to project management. When you say project management, it is the application of skills, knowledge, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet the required requirements. So what are the five stages in project management? This is project initiation, project planning, project execution, project monitoring and control, project closure. So this is the after that we were also introduced by the project management the 10 knowledge areas, namely the project integration management, project scope management, project schedule management, project cost management, project quality management, project resource management, project risk management, project communication management, project procurement management, and project stakeholder management. So this is based on the project management body of knowledge or PMBOK that was being introduced by our reporters. So that ends for our second video. I hope you learn a lot, and let's stay tuned for the next video. I think that's for performance management. See you. Bye.